January 5th, 2024. The Spiritual Path by Kenneth Chan. The Kabbalah, the Tarot, and the Middle Way. This paper shows how a detailed and inspirational map of the spiritual quest is created through the extraordinary synchronicity between the Kabbalah Tree of Life, the Buddhist Noble Eightfold Path, the text of the Sefer Yetzirah, the Greater Arcana of the Tarot, the Uttaratantra Shastra, the three veils of the negative existence, the three principles of the path in Tibetan Buddhism, and Madhyamika Philosophy. The synchronicity is evident that these apparently different spiritual traditions all draw their inspiration from the same divine source. It provides a map of the spiritual path that is the path of verification, which means that there is a personal scientific basis for the spiritual quest. We progress on the spiritual path not by blind faith, but by a process of verification and direct experience of the truth. This process of verification is brought by a step-by-step transformation of our being into a progressively better and more compassionate person. At each level, when we have transformed ourselves sufficiently, we verify the spiritual truth revealed at the level by a direct experience of it. This is the nature of the spiritual path. Contents: 1. Introduction, a map of our spiritual quest. 2. A path of verification. 3. An overview of the map. 4. The world of the resplendent intelligence. 5. Laying the foundation of the truth. 6. Journey to the limitless light. 7. The world of the limitless light. 8. Stabilizing the limitless light. 9. Reaching for Yetzirah. 10. Opening the door to Yetzirah. 11. Journey to the limitless. 12. The world of the limitless. 13. Stabilizing the world of the limitless. 14. Reaching for Buriya. 15. Opening the door to Buriya. 16. The world of no thing and beyond. 17. Conclusion, the science of spirituality. One. Introduction, a map of our spiritual quest. A deep spiritual message, hidden for centuries, lies encoded with a remarkable synchronicity between the Kabbalah Tree of Life, the Tarot, the Noble Eightfold Path, and a teaching of Mahayana Buddhism, which includes Madhyamika Philosophy. They combine to provide a map of the path to enlightenment, depicting the stages of advancement of an aspirant on the spiritual quest. The Tree of Life, the basic diagram of Jewish mysticism, is deep esoteric symbolism. It is multifaceted and delivers at many levels of understanding. Here it provides the blueprint of the map for the spiritual quest. There are 4 trees of life that overlap on top of each other to form what is known as Jacob's ladder. The paths on the lower tree of life, Asiya, are described by the Hebrew letters and by the cryptic text of a supplement to the Sefer Yetzirah, an early Kabbalistic document. The paths on the higher part of the journey, on the next tree of life, Yetzirah, are described by the Tarot. The Tarot is also mystical symbolism. Although its beginnings in the form of card can be dated to around the 14th century, the origin of its esoteric symbols is lost in its mysterious past. The Tarot images continue the description of the paths beyond those described by the Sefer Yetzirah. the way the paths depicted by the tarot interact in the Tree of Life. In the part of Jacob's ladder known as Yetzirah, is identical to the way the paths depicted by the Hebrew letters and the text of the Sefer Yetzirah, interacting in the Tree of Life in Asia. Thus, it adheres to the word of the Hermetic text, as above, so below. And here you see a picture of the Jacob's ladder, how 4 trees of life overlap to form Jacob's ladder. So the lower Kether is overlapping with the Tiferet of the higher one. One step higher. Okay. Madhyamika Philosophy, also known as the Middle Way Philosophy, is a Buddhist philosophy that has been extant in the East for more than 2,000 years. Extant. Its main proponents are the Indian Buddhist saints. Nagarjuna, Aryadeva, Chandrakirti, Shantideva, and others. It forms the cornerstone of Tibetan Buddhism. The teachings of Mahayana Buddhism, and especially that of Madhyamika Philosophy, lay down the basic principles for the spiritual journey depicted on the Tree of Life. The synchronicity is how these apparently different traditions combine to provide us with a map of the spiritual path is remarkable. This synchronicity exists because the different traditions are all essentially drawing their inspiration from the same divine source. An extraordinary example of this synchronicity is the perfect way in which the Noble Eightfold Path of Buddhism fits within the Kabbalah Tree of Life. The spokes of the wheel representing the Noble Eightfold Path of Buddhism are represented in the exact same order on the Kabbalah Tree of Life. So we see here on the next page. Oh, okay. Right view, right intention, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, right meditation. Though I've never heard about this way of describing a tree before. So something like from Tiferet to Chokmah is the right intention, and from Tiferet to Chesed is the right speech, and so forth. Okay. The diagram above shows how the Noble Eightfold Path fits into Kabbalah Tree of Life in this part of Jacob's ladder known as Asia. Here our Noble Eightfold Path designates in the exact correct clockwise sequence. The paths there are also described with remarkable synchronicity by the text of Sefer Yetzirah. There is another representation of the Noble Eightfold Path higher up as shown in the next diagram. The diagram shows how the Noble Eightfold Path fits into a higher part of the Jacob's ladder known as Yetzirah. Oh! Wait, I didn't print that one. 那里有2张图，我以为它印多了，我以为它印了2次，但是只有那一次。Okay, it's a different one. Okay. OK. 我要写一下才行。Okay. Here the Noble Eightfold Path designates the exact correct clockwise sequence, the paths that are also depicted with remarkable synchronicity by the Tarot. The synchronicity by which the Noble Eightfold Path, the Kabbalah Tree of Life, the Tarot, and the text of the Sefer Yetzirah all fit together is amazing. Barriers of 3 threshold that needs to be crossed on the path to enlightenment, together with their remedies, as depicted by the Uttaratantra Shastra, the Sefer Yetzirah, the Tarot, and the Kabbalah Tree of Life in Asiya and Yetzirah. Another striking example of synchronicity is the way the 4 veils of Buddhahood, described in the Uttaratantra Shastra, an advanced Mahayana Buddhist scripture, are depicted in exactly the same correct sequence on Jacob's ladder. In other words, the same thresholds or barriers that needs to be crossed on the path to enlightenment are given in the same sequential order, together with their remedies, in both blah 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 and Kabbalah Tree of Life, Uttaratantra Shastra, and the Kabbalah Tree of Life. The lower 2 of these 4 barriers and their remedies are described by the text of the Sefer Yetzirah, and the higher 3 barriers and their remedies are depicted by the Tarot. This means that the second of these barriers and its remedy, shown in the orange in a diagram, is depicted by both the text of Sefer Yetzirah and Tarot. 我不是很懂他说这个 barrier 是什么意思啊？ There is further synchronicity in the fact that the 3 higher states of realization on the path are characterized by both the 3 veils of negative existence depicted in the Kabbalah, and what is known as the 3 principles of the path in Tibetan Buddhism. The astonishing synchronicity between these apparently different spiritual traditions is evident that even though the spiritual path is represented in different ways in different spiritual traditions, they are all essentially drawing their inspiration. It is evidence of the universal cosmic mind that highly advanced beings are able to gain access to. The Tree of Life is a map of journey each of us is on, regardless of whether or not we are actually making real progress at the moment. This map can serve as a guide on how we can strive forward on our spiritual quest, for in its network of paths and interconnections lie the deep secrets to our spiritual destiny. And there we see another diagram. Tirtikas Sharavakas. So here we see 4 different colors corresponding to the no, I don't think so. Okay, it's weird. But okay, I think I get what it means. Like basically there's 4 也不是4个世界啊。This is confusing. わかんないね。이거 뭐? Okay, second, a path of verification. Taking the spiritual path on the Tree of Life means transforming our personality. It means changing our attitude, perspective, motivation, and approach to life. It is not a path about mere gaining of knowledge, of having visions concerning the work of the universe of God. It is much more. It is a path of evolution of our being, not one travelled by merely contemplating passively on the tree. To travel the path means to live it. Indeed. And it involves nothing short of a transformation of our life, a total commitment. Neither the Buddha nor Jesus would ask for anything else. Herein lies the profundity of the message. And herein lies the way to salvation. The Tree of Life is a path of verification. It is a path of unfolding realization, of higher and higher stages of revelation as we proceed upward. It is a route where we continuously confirm that we are going to the right direction, because the view gets clearer and clearer the higher we go. We always know that the next step when we are ready to take it. We always know the next step when we are ready to take it. Well, sometimes I do feel like that. Otherwise, we are probably not yet ready for that step. We never have to take a path on faith alone. So blind faith is not necessary. All we need initially is just sufficient drive for the effort to verify for ourselves the truth contained here. It is, however, necessarily a path where we have to accept truth when it finally stares us in the face.很形象啊, like once you experienced it, you know what it means. This nature of the spiritual path is well illustrated by a Theravada Buddhist text known as the Kalama Sutta. In the Kalama Sutta, the Buddha is presented with a problem confronting the Kalama people, the problem of what beliefs to adopt. As they relate to the Buddha, they were numerous monks and Brahmins who visited their town, Kasaputta, each expounding and explaining only their own doctrine, while despising and revealing the doctrine of others. Who were they then to believe? To those thinking that religion means blind faith, the Buddha's reply, given below, will be a revelation. It is proper for you, Kamalas, to doubt, to be uncertain. Uncertainty has arisen in you about what is doubtful. Come, Kamalas, do not go upon what has been acquired by repeating hearing, nor upon tradition, nor upon rumor, nor upon what it is in a scripture, nor upon some surmise, nor upon an axiom, nor upon specious reasoning, nor upon a bias towards a notion that has been pondered over, nor upon another seeming ability. Now, upon the consideration, the monk is our teacher. Kamalas, when you yourselves know these things are bad, these things are blamable, these things are censored by the wise, undertaken and observed, these things lead to harm and ill, abandon them. 이러가지고 And to what to accept the Buddha advises, Kamalas, when you yourselves know these things are good, these things are not blamable, these things are praised by the wise, undertaken and observed, these things are led to benefit and happiness, enter on and abide in them. So not by the ideas of others, but by themselves. Okay. The key point in the Buddha's advice here lies in the word know. We abandon what we know should be abandoned, and we adopt what we know should be adopted. In other words, we act on what we know. We act on what we know. There is no need for blind faith. The next step that we know without any doubt whatsoever that we have to take to become a better person is what our master within, our Buddha nature, our inner guru, or the kingdom of heaven within us is telling us to do. We have to heed this inner voice and align ourselves with it. 確かに When we have accomplished what we know should be done, we will always know the next step. It is like climbing a mountain. The view gets clearer and clearer when we reach higher and higher ground. The way to proceed, the next step, always become evident. If we act and take each next step when we know it should be taken, we will eventually reach the top of the mountain. The key then is to act on what we know. This same principle is explicitly emphasized on the Tree of Life, as we shall see. Thus, the spiritual path is based on a personal scientific process of verification through direct experience. Okay, now I get an idea of what this verification means in this text. It's just like you know yourself, so you verify yourself by listening to that inner voice and acting on it. It is important also to understand here that while this map of the spiritual path outlines the stages of the spiritual quest, a mere intellectual understanding of the steps required is very different from a direct experience of it. 我说得好。Yeah. In order to actually progress on the spiritual path, we need to live and breathe it and experience it within the depth of our being. It entails a total transformation of our being so that we are attuned to the truth not merely intellectually, but with every aspect of our being, our attitude, aspiration, thoughts, actions, etc. In other words, our heart and our entire being has to be fully attuned to the truth so that we essentially become it. 3. An overview of the map. The Tree of Life is a mystical journey. It is an adventure into realms of experience yet unknown, but ever beckoning. It is the ultimate in the realization of our potential. Beckoning means the road to the ultimate healing. Yet it is a path already within us, like a dream waiting to be born, waiting to be revealed, if we would but only open the door. The Kabbalah Tree of Life with 10 sephiroths and 1 hidden sephirah, called Dart, The journey is not a trip into visions of outer realms, nor is it about the development of psychic powers. The real journey is the transformation of our being. This lies within us and is embedded in the world we are already in, and in the experiences of our life right here and now. That we may have so far missed its magic is the real tragedy, because the path is always there, waiting to be taken. Each tree of life contains 10 sephirah, plural for sephirah, sephiroth, okay, or stations which are interconnected as shown in a diagram. There is also a hidden sephirah dot that forms a bridge between Tiferet and Kether when it is revealed. The 4 tree of life, overlapping on top of each other to form Jacob's ladder, present a lyrical account of that journey. What does it mean, lyrical account? It seems mysteriously accurate, this description. If we would delve into it deeply, we would come to realize it is a path we already know. It is a path of our internal transformation, a path of struggle, trials, and challenges. This feeling is just super familiar. 画这个又画错了。Okay. So here we see 2 diagrams. I put them in a different order than what's on the website. So this I'm more or less familiar already. Pillar of equilibrium, pillar of severity, pillar of mercy. I like how Kether is actually shining. And there's another one. You see a lightning and a serpent crawling up. So yeah. Okay. It's interesting that in the Kether there's a slight cross-shaped thing. I think I once read about it somewhere. The structure of Jacob's ladder is of importance, for in its very design is a profound message. One we need to learn well. To progress along the spiritual path, we climb upwards from one tree of life to the next. These 4 trees are known as the 4 worlds of manifestation. The highest tree, known as the first world of manifestation, is Atzilut. The second world is Bria. The third is Yetzirah, and the 4th, Asiya. We start from the 4th tree, Asiya, and progress upwards to the 1st. The 3 trees above Asiya, when we begin our journey, are characterized by the 3 veils of negative existence.因为它每一个树上面有3个那个，每一个上面都有3个，所以说 like in order to climb to the next tree, there is always 3 veils in between. Yeah, this I never considered before. Are characterized by the 3 veils of negative existence, Ein Sof Or, Ein Sof, and Ein. We have to unveil each of these to set foot on the corresponding higher tree of life, indeed. Ein Sof Or, which means limitless light. That's why in the menu there's limitless light and limitless. Okay. Ein Sof Or, which means limitless light, characterizes the spiritual journey beginning with and mediated by the Sefer Malkut in the Tree of Yetzirah, the beginning of this world of manifestation. It is the same Sefer as the Tiferet in Asia, indeed. Ein Sof, which means limitless, or the Or, characterizes the spiritual journey beginning with and mediated by Malkut in Beria. 어? 잠깐만.它有3个是连在一起的。소카. What? The structure, it feels a bit different. Yeah, I guess it's easily very confusing because there are just so many different ways of interpreting the structure, or there's just so many information from different sources. No, I don't know. Let's just continue. So, the Ein Sof Or, which means limitless light, characterizes the spiritual journey beginning with and mediated by Malkut. In the Tree of Yetzirah. Ein Sof, which means limitless, or characterized by spiritual journey beginning with and mediated by Malkut in Bria. I like that! Wait, so the Malkut of Yetzirah, the Malkut of Bria, and the Malkut of Atzilut are the 3 veils. And so they are like from bottom to top, Ein Sof Or, Ein Sof, and Ein. Gosh. And Ein, which means no thing, characterizes the spiritual journey beginning with Malkut in Atzilut. Right. These 3 veils correspond to 3 principles of the path in Tibetan Buddhism. We shall be exploring this in depth, and in the end, it will become evident why they are called the veils of negative existence. Ha! Wow, I learn new things. Okay.そうか。Each tree of life has its 10 severas arranged along 3 vertical pillars: the pillar of form or severity on the left, pillar of force or mercy on the right, and the pillar of consciousness, mildness, equilibrium or balance is the center. Each pillar is made of 2 types of severots which alternate with each other as we move upwards. Two types of severots. Wait, let's just read. On a pillar of severity, Hod and Bina on each tree of life make up 1 type of severa. The modern names of intellect and substance are apt descriptions of what they are. These severots represent our core reference perspective, our intellectual and personal make-up, which guides our attitudes, motivations, and actions. It is the foundation of our being, which we have to transform on the journey upwards. It is the foundation of our being, which we have to transform on the journey. Okay. Essentially, it is our task on each tree of life to transform Hod into Bina. Hey. And since Bina is hot on the next higher tree of life, like that. Let's see this diagram. Bina is the next hot. Indeed. Okay, I see. Then the one left out is Kabbalah. Okay, we will. So does it mean that one type of Sephira is like shared by both up and down trees, and another type is only restricted on that one tree? Yeah, probably. Let's read. Okay, interesting. And since Bina is hot on next higher tree of life, this task then repeats itself at a higher level. The other type of Sephira on the pillar of severity found in Gebura on each tree of life. Indeed. 面白い。Oh. The modern name of Gebura is will. Isn't it severity? It is the will as manifested at different levels of attainment. Let's remember this. Will, it is called here. Okay. The pillar of mercy is also made up of two different kinds of Sephirots, alternating with each other. Netzach and Chokmah on each tree of life make up one type of Sephira on the pillar of mercy. Their modern names are desire and force. Okay, maybe the names here, maybe the modern names here are different from the Hebrew translation of the name of each Sephira. Desire and force. Netzach, desire. Chokmah, force. Okay, it somehow makes sense as well. They represent the driving inspiration of the journey upwards. Oh, the driving inspiration for the journey upwards. Chesed on each tree of life makes up the other kind of Sephira. In modern name, it is memory. Oh, okay, for sure, it is different than the name of the Sephira. Okay, interesting. Memory. It is our memory as manifested at different spiritual levels. But this is interesting now. Our memory as manifested at different spiritual levels. Okay. I don't really get it yet, but I find it very interesting. What should I? In the lowest tree, Chesed would at the deepest level represent the Buddha nature within us. 我就说文很 Chesed. 確かに。And at a practical level, function as our conscience. Indeed. Yeah, no, I get that feeling. On the next higher tree, Chesed represents the cosmic memory or Akashic record. Chesed 这么牛逼的吗？ Chesed 这么牛逼的吗？ The pillar of mildness in the center is a pillar of realization. It is also made of two types of Sephiroth, Malkut, Tiferet, and Ketha on each tree of life form one type of Sephira on this pillar. Are three overlapping together? Indeed. Malkut, Tiferet, and Ketha. 为什么 Ketha 也算在里面啊？Ketha 是 Tiferet, okay. Okay, so Malkut, Tiferet, 啊でも等等，你看它这里是画实心的。哦，等等，讲干嘛？这个讲干嘛？这个 that 是上一个人的 yesod，是这个意思啊？哦，等等，我好像明白了一些什么。哦I just suddenly realized something. The reason that this is just my thoughts at the moment, but the reason why that is like an invisible Sephirah has to do with how it is not invisible anymore when it's connected with the higher tree. Because on the higher tree, that is the yesod. Huh? But wait, I don't get it. 但是那如果是这样的话，那为什么它不是 But if that's the case, why isn't it together with Malkut, Tiferet, and Kether as like one type? Let's continue reading. Malkut, Tiferet, and Kether on each tree of life form one type of Sephirah on this pillar. They represent conscious states of realization, which is equivalent to the deeper state of mind that may be reached during meditation, although it may also occur outside of meditation under correct conditions. The other type... そうかよ。ちょっと待ってください。Oh, I just noticed something very interesting because... You know what? Because... ちょっと待って。Because in the middle path is like there's no skipping, there's no gapping. Like all the sephiroth in the middle must be connected together except the dot of the absolute. Gosh! Oh my fucking god! Like dot is like that. Oh my god! I don't know how to say it. Like that, gap or... It's like spiraling, and the dot here is like the entrance to the higher spiral or something. Forgive me. Okay, the other type of Sephirah is found in Yesod and in the hidden Sephirah dot. These are mystical experiences, mental and mystical states of insight and bliss, generally of increasing intensity at higher and higher levels of attainment. なんか分かったよここ。Each tree of life has 22 paths linking the 10 Sephiroth to another. The Sephiroths... Oh, okay, 22 indeed. Like 32 is including the Sephiroths. Okay, the Sephiroths are numbered traditionally by the lightning strike, and the paths are numbered by the serpent. Ah, それかよ。ちょっと待って、これかよ。不是，我以前都没有注意到这个蛇的这个爬的顺序是有关系的，它不是这样子胡乱爬的。Like there's a reason that serpent is twisted like this. I've just thought it's like of aesthetic values or something. Wow. The Sephiroths are numbered traditionally by the lightning strike, and the paths are numbered by the serpent of wisdom as shown in the diagram. When we travel up the trees, we do not simply finish up with one path and move on to the next. We do not leave behind any path until it's perfected. So we will generally be working on many paths at the same time. It is more in the nature of a slow drift upwards. Yeah, I feel it. Indeed. Gosh. Kabbalah Tree of Life with Hebrew letters. Here we will be exploring the path from Malkut in Asiya up to Malkut in Atzilut, since these are the paths described in the supplementary text to the Sefer Yetzirah, which we will refer to as Yetzirahic text. The Hebrew letters, the three veils of negative existence, the Tarot and Buddhist Noble Eightfold Path, the Uttaratantra Shastra, and the three principles of the path. The paths on the lower tree Asiya are each described by the Yetzirahic text and also by the Hebrew letters. The paths on the higher next tree Yetzirah are described by the tarot images of the Greater Arcana. Both the 8 paths...ちょっと待ってください、これ。怪不得后面就ちょっと待って，这跟我想象中的那个32条路不太一样。就是好像我的第一份资料跟第二份资料印的背后的那个讲述方式是不一样的，还是怎么样？我不是很清楚啊。我先按照第二本资料的看吧，因为我还不是印了一个小的嘛，就只有个4、5页的那个，就是从网站上拉下来的那个 Yetzirahic text。可能只是我路标的不对啊，可能那个文字本身是对的，但是它这个的意思好像是说，这个32条 path 从下到上不是在一个树里面完成的，这32条路是在2个树里面完成。可是为什么是2个树啊？这样就很奇怪啊。而且全部这个树像加起来确实有32个啊，为什么会分到2个树里面去啊？而且为什么前半部分是 Yetzirahic text， 下半部分就变成是 Major Arcana？ 而且就我打印完的这个部分，它也没有结束到就是0到22张牌啊，也没有啊，0到21张，就很奇怪。Wait, I think I need to finish this whole text before I spiral myself into confusions. I'm a bit confused here. Let's just mark. Both the 8 paths center around Tiferet of each Tree of Life are depicted by the Buddhist Noble Eightfold Path. The higher 4 horizontal paths in the first 2 Tree of Life is also given by the Uttaratantra Shastra, together with the means to cross them, depicted by the right diagonal paths leading up to them. That. 等等，他刚才你们看第4页，不是有就是往斜上方一横，再往斜上方一横，再往斜上方一横，再往斜上方一横吗？这个好像就是，但这里是4个啊。I'm so confused. I'm sorry. 就他的意思就是他有3个 veil， 然后这3个 veil 是 meant to be crossed, and then there's a diagonal way to like hint how you cross it. Oh, interesting. Wait, it says here 4 horizontal paths, so it doesn't conflict with the former diagram. Wait, together with the means to cross them. Depicted by the right diagonal path leading up to them, and the stages of the path beginning with multitude of 3 trees above the Asya are characterized by the 3 veils of negative existence and the 3 principles of the path. 等等，它有4个 veil 的意思，它有4个 horizontal bar, and the last one is like, in order to cross the veil and go into the world of Absolute, you need to cross the veil of Ayin, right? But then, is it so that in the world of Absolute, there's yet another like ultimate veil that is like so far not introduced, and it's not, crossable or something? This is interesting. Okay, the stages of the path beginning with multitudes of 3 trees above Asya are characterized by the 3 veils of negative existence. Okay. 对。a veil of negative existence and the 3 principle of path. There is remarkable cohesiveness and consistency in the scripture of Jacob's letter, despite being described by sources from apparently different traditions. Each of the corresponding paths on lower 2 Tree of Life, Asya and Yetzirah, are identical in direction and function, despite the fact that one set of path is described by the Yetzirah text, while the other is described by the Tarot. Okay, but 但是它塔罗的来源又是什么呢？为什么它不是一个系统里面的吗？就是 I'm a bit confused。真的所以今天的量就这样读完了，1个小时之内就勉强是可以的。但是我觉得吧，这个第一个部分就是第一个4页，可能比较好去理解，因为它还没有真正讲到要去动脑的地方。你看我前面2页其实读的特别快，因为里面要讲的东西其实就是你懂了就好了。但是从第3章开始 an overview of the map， 这里就开始有就是 actually there are knowledges that you need to digest, so the speed will be a bit slower. 而且会有很多开始看不懂的东西，因为我学的又不是特别深嘛，然后在这个领域里面就是很多细节，就如果你还不太懂的话，就是很多知识感觉容易打架那种感觉的。所以我觉得就先不要急，就慢慢来吧。反正今天的4页读完了，明天再往下读看看会有没有什么新的发现。然后明天的部分其实就已经会进入到那个path 的形容了。但它为什么是从31条开始形容，而不是32条呢？ I don't really get it。而且这个马勒库茨啊，它为什么没标号数呢？它写了 tenth 啊。是这样啊。我就又困惑了，但是反正跟着他来吧。32写了30。不是，它这个顺序是散的，它是这样就是我给你们就是再回顾一下我的一些发现吧。就是他这个文章他这个人是等于没有书啊，就是一个个人写的一篇论文。然后在这个论文里面呢，他是把好多不同系统里面的，包括佛教，还有一些就是别的经啊，然后卡巴拉这个系统啊，还有那个塔罗啊，我不知道为什么他要把塔罗分开来算，因为我以为塔罗是卡巴拉系统里面一部分还是怎么地。但是反正他是把这些不同的部分结合在一起去讲这个。它的主题其实不是32条通路，它的主题是就是一个人他往高处走的那 self realization 的那条路，就是像他名字所说的 spiritual path， 就是一个人他往那个地方走的过程中会发生的一些事情，然后他发现在这些不同的系统里面都有非常统一的一个解释，好像他们真的就是不是说好像啊，就在他的这个观点里面，他就是从同样的一个神圣的来源去体会到的。所以说他不是在讲这32条路本身啊，就是他当然是讲，但他不是为了讲这32条路而去讲的，不是说我现在要给你们从第一个介绍到第32个，他是从一个人怎么样实现自我实现之路开始讲的。所以说他在讲这32条路的时候，也不是按照顺序来的，他是有顺序没错，但他是从就是说它等于是一整块一整块的，最底下那一块它等于就是好像说有一个专题，然后在这个专题里面会涉及到哪一些 Tiferet， 哪一些道路，然后它可能就是有另外一条线，现在我还不明显，但是我发现它因为不是按照这样子32、31、30这样的顺序嘛，所以我觉得它应该是有一条线的，要么就是说要么就是可能就是那条蛇往上爬的那个线吧，总之它会通过那一条叙事线来串起来这个专题，然后我们上完这个专题之后，就最底下是怎么样的一个区域，然后我们再往上去爬这样子。所以往后的你也会发现，就是它不是那样子顺的数字顺序。然后因为第一章看完了嘛，为了方便以后复习或者是连接上现在的一些想法，我总结一下学到了什么。好，基本上前几页就是一个介绍性的东西，我也大概就是扫过去而已嘛，没有研究太多，因为它里面有些系统我不是特别懂，也没有查，暂时还。然后我觉得比较有收获的是，就是说从第二章开始，第二章开始就有一些让我觉得很棒的一些说法说辞出来了，就是像比如说我都有标嘛，比如说我在那个第5页突然意识到 verification 是什么意思了，然后呢就是又意识到说就是内心的那个声音，就是等你准备好的时候你就知道了，等你知道的时候其实就你已经准备好了，这个是第4页跟第5页出的一个发现的一个东西。然后第3章开始就有一些正儿八经的一些意识到了一些学到了一些不一样的东西了。就是首先它这个3个 veil， 它这个3个 veil 它不是像我以前理解的就是一棵树它最上面3个 veil， 我原先可能把说好几个不同的树串在一起，我也本能的以为就是说那可能就是最上面那个有3个 veil， 但是不是的，它那个3个 veil 是每一个树跟它上面的那一棵树之间等于有一个 veil， 就你要进入到下一棵树，你等于是进入到下一个世界，然后那个地方有一个 veil 的，而且那个 veil 是可以被跨越的，然后这个跨越的方法是形容在这个 paths 里面的。然后再有一个这个地方我标了一个小星星在第7页，然后呢再往下面一个小星星，第2个小星星，这一页一共有3个小星星嘛。第2个小星星这个地方我是发现了另外一个很有意思的东西，就是说在那个树上不是3根柱子嘛，在每一根柱子上，就如果你把它放在这个4个树串成的这个4个世界连续的这个小蜈蚣的话，如果你放在这么一个动态中去看的话，那它每一根柱子上其实有2种不同的 Sephirot， 这个也是崭新的概念以前我完全没有接触过。为什么说有2种不同的那个 Sephirot 呢？Sephirot 呢？因为在2棵树重叠的时候，就是你自己看它那个结构嘛，因为是菱形的，所以两边黑柱子跟白柱子上面的这个 Sephirot 呢，其中有2个是会跟上面一个或者下面一个重叠的。就你看，比如说第2个小行星边上就是有说 Hod 跟 Bina， 它是会跟上面的一个重叠的。就是比如说我在 Asia 的 Bina 是我在 Yetzirah 的 Hod， 你懂我这个意思吧？就你看一下那个结构，反正就是说他们2个讨论的东西是可以转化的，然后说我们最终的目的是要把底下的那个转化成上面的那个，然后呢这个问题就不断会重复会出现，所以这个是一种。然后这样的 这样的就是这样的类型的一个它讲的比较细，我这里还没有消化过来。这种类型的 Sephiroth 它会代表我们的态度、我们的动机和我们的行为。然后呢，在另外一种就是不会重叠的 Sephiroth，这种就是在比如说黑柱子上的话，这个东西就是我看一下，没记住，这个东西就是这个东西就是 Gebura 是不会重复的 ，Gebura 是单独一个拎在外面的。然后呢，这个 Gebura 它就是不知道没写，无所谓了，这个以后再细看吧。然后反正就是白柱子也是一样的，这里不赘述了，你自己去看那个结构啊。然后更有意思的一个点就是第三个小行星，不是第三个小行星，不好意思，这个还是第二个小行星的范畴。第三中间那根柱子啊，它的每一个 Sefer 都是连在一起的，你有没有发现？但是它仍然有两种不同的 Sephiroth， 一个是就是全都是实心的 Malakut, Tiferet and Kether, you will see the repeating。但是还有另外一种呢，它是 Yesod 跟 Dart 之间的关系。为什么这个是另外一种？因为 Dart 是 invisible 的。那这里我就发现一个很有意思的东西了，就是 Dart 为什么是 invisible, only revealed when it's the time？ 因为就是当你的这个 Yesod 要进入到下一个的时候，还是怎么地，你就到它 Dart 了，还是怎么地，就反正这两者之间有转化关系，所以它重叠的地方那个 Dart 就变成实心了，因为它也是 Yesod。就很神奇，然后就让我感觉好像这个东西是好像一个旋转，又是那个旋转结构，然后 Dart 就是那个切口那样的感觉。然后我们简单讲一下第三个小行星，因为我好像来姨妈了。第三个小行星讲的就是说，我才发现那个蛇啊，那个蛇扭成这样莫名其妙的形状是有原因的，因为我原先以为说闪电和蛇的形状是一个，只不过一个朝上一个朝下嘛，但不是的，闪电是连接 Sephiroth，蛇是连接那个道路，而且为什么蛇会这种感觉？而且它是更加的是一种在游移的感觉，因为那个 Sephira 道路之间，你要走到每一个，可能好多个是同时进行的，你才能慢慢的往上爬，所以往上爬是很慢的，但是往下闪电嘛，只要一瞬间的那种感觉。然后那个第8页的话，倒数第2段，我有一点 confusing， 说实话，但是很有意思嘛，他就提到4个。他提到4个，刚才我讲了，可能4个 horizontal bar 横向的那个 bar 的底下3个是刚才所说的3个世界之间切换的那三层 veil。那第4个就很有意思了，第4个就是我之前理解的那个最上面的那个 absolute 的3层那个东西，最后面那个 veil 就是最后一个你已经上不去了，就可能你到顶了还是怎么地的。然后反正倒数第2段我比较 confusing 的地方是为什么它一半是 Yetzirah text， 一半是塔罗，这两者有什么区別，以及就是反正就为什么是这样的嘛，所以那个地方还不太清楚，我想就先往下看吧。はい、ご視聴ありがとうございます。今日はここまでですね。次またね。バイバイ。